Hello friends, we're still in 2023, but not for long. And I thought I'd speak about 2024, but then changed my mind. So instead, I'll speak about my goals for 2023 and how it actually went down. And I must admit, I had forgotten about half of my goals for this year, so let's see what I thought I'd be doing this year. The first goal I made for this year was to five new authors from 5 new countries. So basically my idea of expanding my horizons to new experiences. And I forgot about this goal like halfway through this year, and before that half year was gone, I didn't care as much. One thing that's really apparent to me is that you really have to want it to find new authors. If not, you'll just read classics or US or UK authors, or at least that's the case for me and my reading. So, probably will have to try a bit harder to discover new authors, and as always, you can comment authors with a strange. You can comment authors with a. What's the name? Strange nationality in the comment section, such as Danish, Swedish, or Norwegian. But I have those covered, so I'm fine there. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that you really have to go and look if you want to discover new authors, or that's my experience. 5 was my number, and I was going to read 5 new countries, but since I forgot about this goal, the list of authors from new countries is sort of coincidental. But the countries are Afghanistan with the Kite Runner, then we have a Norwegian/Gambian author, Kamara Lundstad Jof. I don't know if it counts, if they all says like they have 2 nationalities, but it's up to me, I guess. Then I wrote Canadian and Jan Martel, Life of Pi. Don't know if I've read Canadian authors before. Probably have, but I couldn't think of any. Then we have Ocean Wang, which is half Vietnamese American. Thomas Mann, German. I've probably read German authors earlier. I've just forgot. And the last one is Paulo Coelho from Brazil, which is kind of fun because I didn't like any of these books as much except from the one that's Norwegian half Gambian, which is maybe kind of sad, but it just means that I have to look harder, I guess. Or just give up. Who knows? But now over to a goal which has had my attention for the whole year, and that is buying 50% of the books that I read. So currently I've read 102 books, which is super duper. That is also one of my goals, so that's great. But then with that in mind, I would only buy 51 books. That was the goal. And I didn't count the books that I found for free, and apparently I've found a lot of books for free because we have these bookshelves lying around where you can just pick up books and give books back. I've bought 42 books in total, and since I buy a lot of thrifted books, this has amounted to around $400 in total, which is great, I guess. And then I've found 33 books, so since those doesn't count, if I'm counting those as well, that would have amounted to 75 books. So still fewer books than I've actually read. And in this process, I've also unhauled 18 books. So this is very satisfying. And I guess that at some point I just forgot about book shopping and concentrated on my bookshelves. And after a while, I sort of just don't remember that bookshops exist, which is kind of terrifying and also kind of great. I am a person that could go both ways, so at times I'm the person that wants to fit all my books in one suitcase, and at other times I wish that I just lived in a library. So I think the first one is the better option for my mental health, but who knows? Who actually knows? All in all, I was really satisfied with this goal and how it turned out. I'm happy that I've read a bigger portion of my shelf. I believe I will continue having a goal of not buying more books than I read. I think that's a good rule of thumb. But how it actually will turn out, I have no clue. I've sort of stopped going to flea markets, which is a pity. But when I go to flea markets, I buy 30 books at a time. And what's the term? It's not very sustainable. As I mentioned, my big goal for this year was reading 100 books. I am a bit conflicted when it comes to that goal because I think it ruined some reading experiences. I felt a bit rushed at times. Also, this is meant to be pure enjoyment, so having a goal that makes you strain just feels a bit silly. Next year, I've decided to have a goal of a lot less books. I think I'll come back to that part, but let's just say that I hope to read bigger books next year. I think I've read about 30,000 pages so far, so my average book is around 300 pages, and I think that's less than the year before, but that doesn't really matter. The most important thing is that I read books that I like, and I do think that having a goal of reading 100 books is sort of working against me. Then I had some vague goals. I was going to read more memoirs. I've read about 15. My Storygraph says that I've read about 22. So I'm a bit confused, but it's not always easy to tell what is a memoir and what is not. But I think that I've read about 15 memoirs. And in general, I rate those a lot higher than my average book, so I do enjoy them quite a lot. Then I told myself I was going to try even harder to read books that I actually like. I have DNF'd some books this year, so that is great, but still I'm not there. I don't know what's best for me, and this will just be a work in progress. Then I said to myself that I was going to pick more children's novels to read, and I think I've read 8, which is not a high number nor a low number, I guess. So 8 is my number, and I don't know what I feel about that. In retrospect, I do not know why I picked a goal of reading more children's novels. Maybe to ease my way into reading 100 novels this year. I don't know. Then I had some channel goals. The first goal was to get 1,000 subs. That happened in May, I think, which was very cool. But still, I get fewer subscribers this year than last year, which surprises me a bit because I thought, like, if you have a lot of videos on YouTube, you'll get more and more traction. That is not necessarily the case, but I still like making videos and talking about books on the internet, so I think I'll be continuing doing that. I also took a break from YouTube this year, and I'm happy I did. I felt really tired, and I felt like I didn't have enough creative energy, which is something I've never thought I'd had, or is something that I can lose, I guess. But I did, and I'm happy for the month or so I was not present on the internet. Also didn't lose any subscribers while being on the break, which was kind of weird. I thought people would leave me, so I'm very happy you didn't. My second goal was to do more live streams. That I've done, and I really enjoyed it. I find that interaction with you to be really fun and also a bit challenging, sitting in front of camera going live. It's a bit nerve-wracking, but it's super duper fun. The only thing is that my family situation doesn't always allow me to plan out my live streams as much as I had wanted to do, so I would really like to give you more time to get notified when I'm going on a live stream if you want to join in, but we'll see if that can be arranged next year. I still hope to be doing live streams regularly just because it's cozy. The last goal for this channel was to make more content with other creators, and I did one video with Lunacha Books where we did go to a flea market to shop books, which was really fun. But other than that, things haven't really happened, and I guess I'm not that extroverted, and as I said with my live streams, I'm not able to plan a long time ahead always, which makes things a little bit difficult. But let's see what happens next year, if I'll become this extroverted, joyful, happy person. I knew that it was a bad idea having 100 books as a reading goal before this year started, but I'm still glad I did it. I will forever have had 1 year when I read 100 books. It will never happen again, but I still am happy that I managed to do it. So I'm happy overall with my reading goals and my reading this year, but next year things will be a bit different, and I will finally read more books that I'll give 5-star rating and not my average 3.4 as it is now, I think. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this video and my videos in general. I'm very happy that you're still with me. This will probably not be my last video for this year because I want to wrap up my December reads before this year has went and gone. But a Merry Christmas to you all, or Happy Holidays, or whatever you prefer, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!